friends and family.
It's all about sharing a feast and cheers.
It's always been happy cause the children are dear.
It's all about peace every time of the year.
If only I could see your face again, not behind the screen at the other end.
If only we could party, kick back your boots, just let me.
Wishing Christmas time we'd be together again.
It's all about the family. It's all about TNC. What? It's all about the family. Don't fret, don't sweat. You know what it is, cause you know and I know we'll be together
We'll
again.
go together to be together. It's Christmas time once again, and you know how we'll begin. Spread love and receive blessings from above.
If only I could see your face again, not behind the screen at the other end. If only we could party, kick back your boots, just let me.
Wishing Christmas time we'd be together again.
Wishing Christmas time we'd be together again.
The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the new channel. Our passion transforms the community that sees all things new. I'm Coach Celia Jacob, streaming to you live from Southwood City. Good evening. You're watching the Christmas episode of Business Brews and Beyond, Season 1, Episode 11. And we're back. Thank you for joining us once again for our Christmas. Now it's our Christmas episode. Imagine that, no? How many days to go till Christmas? So if you just tuned in, please share our link so that you can inspire more people to start brewing their business ideas and to help them also to get some tips and tricks of the trade about business, brews, and beyond. I know that you will be inspired by our guest for tonight. So yeah, please connect with us and put your comments on the comment section later and connect with us tonight. So, a little something about me. I'm Coach Celia Jacob. I'm an overseas Filipino worker turned digital entrepreneur, branding strategist, and a passion to profit coach. I help people define their grind and amplify their brand. So, what is Business Brews and Beyond? Business Brews and Beyond is all about empowering creatives, entrepreneurs, freelancers, and everyday people to define their grind and upgrade. Our goal is to create a ripple effect of kindness and support to help people understand the power of connection and collaboration. So I hope you stick around because I know that you will really be inspired by our guest for tonight. She will talk about passion, purpose, and the power of, yeah, connection and collaboration. So without further ado, let me introduce to you my guest. When women support each other, believe me, incredible things happen. And joining me tonight is a fellow multi-potentialite, a no-nonsense game changer, wearing several hats to create an impact to the community, juggling several roles as a CEO, as a consultant, as a creative designer, a community builder, as a wife, and a doting and super mom to her unico hijo. I think that's her favorite role. So, aligned with some vision, with the same vision, my guest will inspire us to follow our passion, find our purpose, and start planning to start and achieve that goals that we have in life. So without further ado, let me introduce to you my special guest for my Christmas episode tonight, the president and the CEO of the new channel, Apple Esplana-Manansala, streaming live from Quezon City. Hi, Apple!
Good evening, Coach Celia.
Good
How are
evening.
you?
Grabe, you're so pretty, ha? Grabe, grabe.
Kasi naman, you woke me up this morning saying we have to gayak today.
Oh
So,
my
kailangan
God,
gumayak
grabe.
tayo, di ba?
That's one of my sabaw moments. Actually, it hasn't been happening for me for the longest time. Siguro that the last time I had that type is college. So sobrang love kita and excited ako sa interview mo. 12 hours ago, nakaupo na ako dito waiting and kasi wala ka, na firewall kami dito at saka may roof. I didn't know that it's still morning. Ang ikli lang pala ng tulog ko, ang aga ko naligo. Akala ko 6 o'clock ng gabi, 6 o'clock ng umaga pa lang pala. So talagang marami tayong pag-uusapan dahil naipon lahat ng itatanong ko sa'yo. Anyway, Apple, yeah, because we've been for talking about so many things for for several months and always thinking about how we use the parang some good or use social media for good, use our passion to serve the purpose that we have in life. Talagang aligned yung visions natin eh. So as always, I always ask this to my guests. Can you define as your grind? What is the purpose of Apple with all the things that she's been doing in her life right now? So define us your grind and let us know a bit about Apple and as a mom. Kasi sabi ko nga, multi-potentialite ka eh, wearing so many hats. So, when I talk to you, parang sabi ko, grabe, superwoman to. Can you define as your grind and let the people know what it is that you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing? Go ahead, Apple.
Thank you, Coach Celia. Ang bigat naman ng ating first question. So first of all, good evening to everyone who's watching on the new channel tonight in the Philippines. And of course, Coach Celia, I know that your show also inspires people and our kababayans, especially those who are in the Middle East, di ba? So, magandang gabi rin po sa inyong lahat and thank you for tuning in. Daming nanonood sa atin sa'yo tonight, Coach. And ano ba, what's my grind? Madami, pero I always seize the moment. So whatever it is that I'm doing at the moment that I'm doing it, I make sure that nakafocus ako if there's any. So pag hindi ako nakafocus, medyo nahihirapan din ako to become productive. So yun ang aking thing. And then why do I do what I do? I do it because I feel like not everyone, I do everything that I'm doing, obviously, a lot of things, no, just like what you're saying, but I'm no superwoman, like what you're saying. I'm just an ordinary person, like everyone else who's watching and listening to us. I think the way I do things is that, or why I do the things that I do is because I'm really very grateful because I know that not everyone has an opportunity to be where I am, where you kind of feel like when you say something, some people are listening to you.
Yeah.
I know we are not yet big, we're getting there, but I just feel that that's a gift. You know, there was a time in my life na I was questioning that. Bakit kaya sometimes when I think of something, other people don't understand it or other people don't appreciate it yet. pero siguro only creators or ideators will understand why you do what you do eh. So because at some point you will realize that someone really has to start what you're doing, and then eventually other people will follow. So yun lang. I think yun. I came to a point, and I'm at that point where I fully embrace the things that I'm able to do and the things that I'm also not able to do. And then I focus on the things that I can do, whether other people understand it, as long as wala namang na-hurt or nasasaktan sa ginagawa ko, I still continue to do it. And I've embraced that as a gift, no? Na sometimes you're a little bit different from others, but I think that's okay kasi you really have to come to terms with yourself na when you fully accepted yourself, alam mo that whatever it for whatever outcome it will have yung ginagawa mo, as long as happy ka na gawin mo yung mga bagay, then gagawin mo talaga siya. So I think nandun ako. I'm not yet comfortable with everything, but I'd say that at least I'm satisfied and I'm contented with what I'm doing. That's why I still continue to do it. So I'm not in a hurry for anything. I just do it. I just continue to do it because I'm happy doing it. Or whatever it is that I'm doing.
That's so cool, no? Being that parang part of your life, na parang there's something that you would want to pay forward or share or embrace. Those are the things that some of us talaga na-aspire for. And you using what you are doing right now for the good, especially tayo now, di ba? Everybody pivoted, everybody already is, almost everyone is in the digital sphere. Malaking bagay yon that we're using our power to influence some goodness or to motivate people and inspire people doing good things. So that's a good way, Apple.
Ayan.
Another
Okay ka pa
question.
ba?
I'm not. Uh, can you see me? Am I okay?
I
I
can
feel
see
like
you, but
I'm having some glitch here. Can
yeah,
you
I can
still
hear
hear
you
me?
though. I can hear
Yeah.
you though, but I think you're a little bit glitchy. Is it
Okay.
just me, direct, or you also? Ayan, I think you're better.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, going back, I think like that also inspired me with whatever you're doing. I think we were in a hackathon last time, and I remembered a line that you said, use social media for the good. And I've always been an advocate of digital, how digital technology supports everyone and helps inspire everyone. So I think what you're doing right now is giving some kickstart, enabling people to inspire others, diba? Kaya nakakatuwa. Thank you, Apple, for doing what you're doing right now. At this early point of your life, ang dami mo nang na-touch na life. So, thank you talaga. Anyway, so with that, I just want to ask, who is your biggest influence? Bakit ka ganyan? Bakit parang, when you think, parang
Ano
ang
ba yung bakit ka
laki-laking,
ganyan?
oo, parang
Ano
di
ba
na
yun?
Di na Bonnie bilang, no? Parang bakit ganyan ka mag-isip? Laging parang for the good of yung pwede namang yung you be contented with what's happening with your little bubble or something, pero you always think on the bigger picture or bigger side of things, 'di ba? So ano yung reason, and sino yung biggest influence mo in life? Why are you inspired to do what you're doing right now? Kasi ako, daddy ko.
Pwede tayo. Ako din. My
Pwede ba?
father has influenced me so much to appreciate the things that I'm doing and consider it all as blessings. And he always reminds me to be always smart. Think of your options first before you make any move or before you make any decision. And then he also reminds me to be smart and be wise, but never to step down on other people. So lahat kami magkakapatid, lagi yan. Since nagkaisip kami, yan talaga yung laging pinapa-recall or pinapaalala sa amin ng parents namin, lalo na yung father namin. Kasi sundalo siya eh. So he's a soldier and very disciplinarian talaga siya. So rule is rule. Like when you're told to wake up this time of the day, kailangan magising ka. When you're told to go home this time of the day, kailangan umuwi ka. When you're told to go, to join the family for something, you really have to do it. But he listens naman, and my parents naman listen. Yun lang. And they're very cool actually, para lang kaming mga magkakaibigan up to now. But then, they really made sure na we have discipline, especially in following what they want us to follow. Ganon. So, he's my biggest influence kasi he really trained me to appreciate business kasi from pagiging sundalo, nag-early retirement siya, and then he put up his own business. And his own business is into technology. So medyo ahead of game also. So, and when I was growing up, he would bring me to client meetings, or he would ask me to go to the bank as early as when I was in elementary. Like when he's doing something pa, and then he'd tell me, sige, you go to tita like this in the bank, and then just tell her na to get you the check and then just encash the money. So imagine, elementary ka, ginagawa mo yon. So alam ko na kung paano yung mga checking accounts, ano yung difference ng checking accounts sa cash accounts, yung mga ganon. Early, as in primary years ko, familiar and exposed na ako sa ganon. And then, of course, growing up, I had so many mentors as well, no? I'm so blessed to be to have encountered, not just surrounded, but really to have like an opportunity to really work with owners of big companies. My first job here in Manila is actually as a PR and marketing officer for Liwanag Candles. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
when I was with them, the company is already 40-year old. So I was really blessed because I had the chance to really talk to the family, and they're really a very affluent family. They embraced me, and they allowed me to get to know them and get to know the history of their company. It was very humbling to be able to have those kinds of relationship, which by the way, I still have up to this point. So
That's very good.
kausap ko pa rin sila, kaibigan ko pa rin sila. And even when I had my own business already, pinuntahan ko sila. I was able to touch base with them up to now. After that, I went to a lot of other corporate companies as well, and some are PR, some are even startups. But again, if there's one thing, yun talaga yung I'm very grateful kasi I really gain mentors every time I jump from one work to the other. And if there's anything, kahit na there are really moments na ma-hurt ka, masasaktan ka sa mga ginagawa or sinasabi nila dahil hindi mo pa alam or hindi mo pa kayang gawin, whatever it is that they're asking you to do, I still consider it as an opportunity for me to learn new things. Kaya I still always ko talagang pinapasalamatan kasi yung experience ko and being able to know these people. I do remember one person na talagang sobrang, kumbaga, hinasa ako in a way, and then sobrang, kumbaga, yung pride ko, yung pagkatao ko, sobrang nahasa, but at the same time, sobrang na-hurt ako. Naalala ko pa one time, birthday ko, pinapagalitan ako birthday ko. Or like, birthday ko, kailangan kong mag-present ng importante para dun sa company. Hindi kasi alam ng mentor na birthday ko kasi syempre it's business as usual for everybody. But na-realize ko na when you are already at that point, maiintindihan mo, it's all a matter of perspective. At the time that I was experiencing it, syempre na-hurt ako, parang na-offend ako. Pero I realized after that kunyari, at some point nung na-realize mo na, kunyari, 39 na kasi ako, 39-year-old ka. Yung buong 38 years naman ng buhay ko, I never had that kind of experience na mapagtrabaho sa araw ng birthday ko.
Yeah.
So, okay na rin yun kasi 1 out of 39. Ganun ko siya tinitingnan. Kasi even up to now, pag nakakausap ko yung mentor na yon na nang ganun sa akin, I still consider him as a mentor kasi sobrang dami ko rin talagang natutunan because of that experience. At hindi ko itinanim na sama ng loob yon just because for that very moment na-hurt ako. So I think medyo trained ako that way to appreciate it more than to see yung nasaktan ako. So even after that, no, kaya halos lahat ng mga naging boss ko or nakatrabaho ko, especially yung mga above sa akin or yung talagang consider kong mentor, kausap ko pa rin sila up to now. So they still know what I'm doing. I still update them from time to time, whatever it is that I'm doing. And I'd say that they're one of those na sobrang happy kasi nakita nila yung transformation ko. And happy sila kasi up to now, I still ask them na as if hindi ko pa alam talaga rin yung gagawin ko. So I think that kind of balances you, that you don't really put whatever accomplishment people feed you inside. Yung parang, of course, I receive it and then I appreciate it. I'm grateful na people are appreciating what I'm doing, especially sa TNC kasi ito talaga yung platform na kahit pa paano nasasabi natin at napaparamdam natin sa mga friends or mga colleagues natin yung appreciation natin. But I try not to put it here.
Yeah.
I put it here para mas driven pa rin ako sa lahat ng mga pwede ko pang gawin. Yun. Wow. I feel kasi na when you put it here lang, 'di ba, baka maging masyado ka ng contented or masyado ka ng comfortable and you wouldn't think na you're still a work in progress.
Yes.
So nilalagay ko siya dito para maramdaman ko na tama yung ginagawa ko, and so that will encourage me to do things, to do more things.
Wow, grabe, no? Ang daming mako-connect doon sa sinabi mo with my next question. Pero ang bottom line is the attitude of gratitude that you have when you are experiencing several things. Kasi kahit na parang feeling mo tough love yan or whatever, nakakatuwa na at least naiisip mo pa rin na it's something that can help you in the future. And looking at things na parang hindi naman ako naka-experience ng gano'n noon parang okay na ako, parang ganyan. And having both of us na pareho tayo na father natin ang nag-inspire sa atin to do what we're doing right now. Ako din my dad kasi he's parang a self-made man na parang very humble yung beginnings niya from Bicol. Tapos, he started his own
parehong taga-Bicol yung father natin. Taga-Bicol din yung father.
Ayun, tapos, nakakatuwa. Tapos, eventually, sabi niya nga dati, pag nasa Bicol siya, nakikita niya yung mga nasa train daw, pag umuwi, pabalik ng Bicol, mapuputi na. Sabi niya gano'n. Sabi niya, ano kaya meron sa Maynila? And then, eventually, when siya naman nakauwi na sa Maynila, nagkaroon siya ng negosyo, nagtrabaho, and then, nung nagkaroon siya ng chance to enable people na magkaroon din ng mga negosyo, that started how people got parang inspired to have their own enterprise or have their own business. Kaya ako, growing up, parang katulad mo, I was also inspired doing things as early as yung mabata pa tayo. At siya, ang dami natin similarities. I was watching your interview, both of us, nag-cheerleaders pala tayo over the years. Tapos, natural born leader and such. So, siguro may certain influence talaga yung people around us na giving us this parang certain level of parang push or pat on the back pag meron tayong nagagawang mabuti or somebody's appreciating all our efforts, no? So with that, Apple, before we have our short break, let me just ask, what is parang a day in a life of Miss Apple? Kasi 'di ba, syempre like ako, I wake up, I pray to God, talagang, alam mo yung ako, I don't usually go to church or something. Siguro nakuha ko yun when I was in the Middle East kasi walang masyadong malapit na church. So I directly pray to God, thanking Him, even yung mga simpleng bagay like nakakuha ka ng taxi or nakakuha ka ng whatever, yun talaga super thank you agad ako kay God. Tapos sa daddy ko because he passed away for many years now. Tapos, yan, a day in the life of usually, I pray a little, tapos I get coffee, tapos I go to my daughter, and then after that, buhay designer na and all. And putting together all the things that I'm doing, I feel like, okay naman. Pero ikaw, sobrang dami mong negosyo. What is a day in a
Grabe yung
life of
sobrang
this person?
dami. Grabe naman yung sobrang dami. Teka, let's put
Ah,
that in the right
Hindi, ibig
context.
sabihin, sobrang daming roles or tasks. Huwag na sobrang
So,
daming negosyo. Parang gano'n.
ah,
Parang, how are you handling or juggling their roles right now? And nakikita ko pa, parang sobrang hands-on mommy ka. So, what's the typical day in a life of?
teka, masyadong personal yung how in a day's life. Anong part ba yung pwede kong i-share? Isipin
Wag na
natin.
yung wag na yung masyadong pang yung pang PG. Ay, hindi, ano
Yung pang
tawag
PG
doon?
lang.
Yung pang PG
Sige,
lang.
yung PG lang.
Yung R, wag na muna.
In a day's life, depende. Depende talaga. Like, I don't have a regular routine. Depende talaga. I don't have a regular routine. I do have work na pang everyday, yung kailangan ko i-check everyday. But I don't have a regular routine talaga. But since I do nga a few things, and normally naman, I don't, as I said earlier, I try not to do things altogether. I tried doing that before, not saying yes or no to things, no? But I got sick, so I learned how to defocus.
Yeah.
And I work remotely even before pandemic, that's for sure. Because as creatives, I'm sure pareho tayo will agree on this, that I really cannot work in the confinement of an office lang. So I
Yes.
have to be everywhere for me to be able to do things the way I should function. Yun yung better way of me functioning.
Yeah.
Day in my life, let's say now that there's pandemic, I spend almost all day at home. And then when I wake up, I pray at night hindi in the morning when I wake up. My alarm clock is usually my son when he has to go to school. And so my morning start with a very, very good smile, good morning from my son. Ever
Nice.
since nakakapagsalita na siya, that's really my first thing in the morning. So medyo mas good mood ako in the morning kasi hinahanap ko yon. Pag hindi siya na good morning sa akin with a smile, medyo hindi complete yung morning. Every day yan, ganyan. So that's how I start my day. And then I do not have because of discipline also in work and life balance. I do not have emails on my phone. So contrary to us being in the technology business, I do have email access on my phone, but it's on my personal email. So everyone knows that if it's important, it's sent to that important email account. So the others, like emails on TNC, emails on my other businesses, they are segregated. So they are not in the same dahil nga nasa business kami ng technology, kaya ko naman siyang magawang ganon. So ang ginawa ko, hindi ako nag-access ng work ko sa isang unit, sa isang laptop. I have a few because I want to make sure that when I'm holding, kunyari this one that I'm using for TNC, so that I can focus on TNC. I'm trying not to focus on or do my other things to do here if it's just for TNC. But if it's work, for example, I normally do TNC in the morning. I do check first what's happening there. And then I do my other consultancies at the same time also in the morning. Check ko kung if they need me or if there's anyone who needs me for the rest of the day. That's how I fix it. And then I get the rest of the other things that I need to do, meetings, ganyan. I have someone who's taking care of that for me and helping me on that. But I start my meetings at around 11 in the morning, and then I do have my first meal at lunchtime. And then
Pareho
and then
tayo.
sunod-sunod yun. So normally ang regular meetings na is 2, 3, 4, 5 ganyan. So naka-in between na dyan. And then now since I had to focus on the operations of TNC, wala na akong meetings ng TNC late nights or evenings unlike before. All my TNC is in the morning, and then all my other works are in the evening kasi I have works that may iba akong ginagawa na hindi based sa Philippines. So I have to adjust time with them. And then when there are just things that are important, let's say for TNC, the team naman can message me directly, and we have managers also handling the team. So only when there are really instances that I have to be fully involved in the things that the team is doing, then that's when I check that's why I check in on them. Very responsible naman yung mga staff natin, like yan, si Direk
Oo.
Hershey at si Direk Mona.
Grabe.
They know already when to follow up people. And hindi din naman, I mean, we were able to balance na rin our workload. And I always tell them that na sana pag off ng mga tao or off nila, ayoko nang nag-iistorbo sa kanila as much as possible. But if there are things that really has to be done, then I just talk to them, and then they extend their time, and then they do it naman and they finish it. Yeah, that's how it is. And then I sleep naman. So depende. In between that, I'd have time to talk to, syempre, I talk to my husband, I check on my son, and then I check on my mom, sometimes I'm talking to my mga pamangkin, video calls, ganyan. They really make my day also. And then sometimes I talk to friends, but most of the time, syempre, I'm at work. Kasi especially now that you really have to kind of focus, because it's really different when you are in the office kasi people can switch on and off. So now it's so much different and so much harder to actually monitor people because everyone is, or majority is working from home. Ganon. And then, like, at night time, meron kaming mga movie time pa rin naman. Like, supposedly, Saturday, we would have. And then, last night, you were watching sa Lubong, yung concert, global concert na we supported, TNC supported. So we also watched that. Nanood kami ng concert ng AGs. And then what else?
Napabirit ka ba? Napabirit ka ba?
The only thing that's really different for me now in my family and also my husband is that we don't really eat outside. So I say no to those invitation, and even us, we prefer to just buy and then eat at home or eat in the car kasi we're not yet comfortable talaga, even if nagluwag na sila dito sa Manila. So everywhere, like I think from the time that the pandemic started, we only ate once outside, and then ramen pa yon. So actually, nag-chopsticks ka lang, di ba? And then the last time that we went to Batangas, that was the only time na naging somehow mas free ako na wala naman kasing masyadong tao. So talagang, wala, no mask dun sa mga places na pinupuntahan. But otherwise, it's very uncomfortable Tsaka nagkaka-breakouts ka, di ba? Pag masyado ka nagmamask. So, ina-avoid din namin. So, I do not see myself also still doing that. So, I think until next year it's gonna be more or less the same na we just eat at home. We buy food from the outside, but we eat at home.
So parang
I'm not nomad, pero you don't find me in one place.
Yeah, so parang parang how we're doing almost similar pa rin. What we're doing is more of hindi talaga parang fixed schedule. But at the end of the day, we try to manage and put work-life balance in everything. Kasi parang may clarity sa atin of some sorts na dapat meron tayo, na para ma-compartmentalize natin na parang ito dapat for family, ito dapat for TNC, ito dapat for other works and also I appreciate that. And for all those who are listening, hindi as much as we want people to ask us, paano mo nagagawa yan? Paano mo napagsasama-sama? It really has to boil down to prioritizing yung mga bagay na mas nakikita mo na sparks joy to you other than siguro like Maricon doing everything, sparks joy to you, and at the same time delegating it to the people na tinatrust mo. Malaking bagay yon, having a team that you trust na who has your back. Malaking bagay yon. Kaya ako, one of the things that I'm grateful for, like now having this show then, this platform, is having TNC team to back me up. Sobrang laking bagay. Sobrang laking bagay. I was doing similar things like this 2 years back and napakahirap. And having collaboration with TNC and having people na talagang sobrang responsible and keeping you up and about. Minsan nga sobrang up and about, umaga pa lang gising na ako. So, anyway.
Mahirap kasi yung ginagawa natin. In fact, in the business of social media, we've been here in this space for the last almost a decade, and part of that is actually live streaming. No, not very known to many because I've allowed it. That I just came out during the time of TNC, but our main business kasi where in Puzzle Box actually does a lot of white label services to clients here and abroad. So the business of live streaming medyo familiar na siya sa akin even years back because we do a lot of these things for some clients, especially the clients abroad. So we do the back end here in the Philippines, and then the events are actually held abroad. The most recent one that we actually did before TNC was October of 2019. We launched something in Jakarta, Indonesia, and we were just all here in the Philippines, and we streamed it live on Facebook for media people, so about like 200 guests, I think. So we were the ones who staged that while we had people who were sent to Indonesia as well to do the work there, and then we were remotely doing everything here. So hindi siya madali, and in fact, like what I always tell our counterparts or even our clients, that you have to learn how to segregate your task when you're doing social media. Otherwise, you will be just like me, who was overwhelmed. No, talagang before it was so overwhelming na feeling mo hindi ka matutulog kasi social media naman talaga doesn't sleep, especially when you're doing customer service management for clients, which is what we're doing. So, if you're targeting to handle global brands, hindi talaga natutulog. And our operations
24/7 talaga.
Yes. So if you don't have managers, if you don't have enough people to handle that, when there are crises, ikaw talagang gagawa nun. And we've experienced that when we were starting. Kaya itong pandemic, medyo nakalatag na kasi ginagawa na talaga namin siya before.
Yeah, that's so cool. Alam mo, that's some of the reasons why I collaborate or work with people who already has it, parang has the idea of how to make things happen. And having like a show or collaborations, gusto ko na lang i-connect yung ating upcoming show, Fireside Talks, will be streaming soon. This is for the people who has stories to tell, yung mga mess nila that turned into a message, yung mga ideas to share. TNC, with Fireside Talks, yan ang gagawin natin. So later siguro, if you have like some questions or anything, just message us. And let's create series shows for you and let us know how we can help, because this is how we can make this world a better place, no? Parang create an impact, make a difference in someone's life. And if you feel that kahit ang layo-layo mo, but you have a story so inspiring that you can touch someone's lives with it, let us be the enabler for this. Tulungan namin kayo na i-share niyo yung story niyo. So anyway, we just have to pause for a break. And then, so to thank our, our sponsors who's been supporting us all the way for how many episodes right now. And we will be back to Ask Apple. Some of the business tips, her beauty tips, at bakit tisay na tisay yan. and and also some of the things that alam mo nakaka-inspire in her life, how people are gravitating to her, and how we should also be using the power of connection and collaboration to make this world a better place. So join us after this, but we're going to have a short break to thank our generous sponsors. Go ahead.
May the spirit of Christmas brings you love, joy, and happiness this year. Merry Christmas from Coach Celia Jacob of Business, Brews, and Beyond. Maligayang Pasko!
And we're back. And we're back. Nako, grabe. Sobrang thank you for our sponsors who's been very generous to support us with our episodes, our shows here at Business Brews and Beyond. But before anything else, Let me give you some announcements from TNC. TNC is a live stream platform of online shows for people on the go. Please watch all our shows as seen on the screen. Imagine having your own show, your own playlist, your own content, but we make it easier for you. TNC aims to transform the lives of our viewers through engaging, authentic, and original content. Our vision is to become a global 24/7 live stream channel that showcases Filipino talent, global influencers, cultural intelligence, and ingenuity. So watch Business Brews and Beyond every Sabado night. Sabado yan, Saturday, 8:30 p.m. You can watch live or replay on Facebook or YouTube. Follow us also on IG and listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Just search hashtag TNC Now. For sponsorships, please email us on now at thenewchannel.com or send us a DM and enjoy these life-changing shows because we made them all for you. So, like what you've heard so far, ayan, don't ever miss a show. Kaya dapat, click nyo yung subscribe button on YouTube and like button on Facebook so that you will never miss a show and learn and be inspired more. Tapos, this show is also made possible by our podcast listeners in Spotify and like 13 other platforms. Kaya makinig kayo ng mga other shows from TNC kasi if whatever parang sparks joy sa inyo, save it and listen to them regularly. It will inspire you to make a difference siguro or start that business or that goal in your life. So now I would also like to let you know that giving you a heads up that if you have a story to tell, an idea to share, I'm collaborating with TNC and we're creating fireside talks. So if you have something that you would want us to share on this platform, connect with me, connect with us at TNC, and let us create a series for you on our fireside talks with the full production and guide to make it all happen. So yeah, join us and connect with us and let's do some real inspiring shows for our fireside talks. Okay, so let me try to get our guest again back. Apple, are you there?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm here.
Ayan. Thank you. Sobrang dami naming nakuhang, alam mo, inspiring stories from you, knowing how you are doing things with this idea of helping people, being good and all. So I just want to ask Apple, what are your visions for TNC pa?
Madami pa. Alam mo, I want to shout out to my mother, si Mama Cho Lita Esplana. Laging nanonood yan. I haven't really asked her ano nga ba yung pwedeng, kasi baka magtampo na yan eh. Lagi kasi akong tinatanong ano yung motivation ko, baka sabihin niya. Because siya yung present dito, hindi na siya masyado napapansin. But I'm really thankful to her because she is always supporting TNC and is always supportive of me and the things that I'm doing. Vision for TNC, I think gusto ko gawin yon na-realize ko right now because of your question and ayoko din i-script yung aking answer na I'd like to do something that will make our mothers proud. And I'd like to do something that will make them also happy and contented, even or especially now that they have to stay at home.
Wow.
I think that could be a motivation and at the same time something that I would want to look forward to doing more with some content creators new or existing on the new channel. Kasi laging nanonood si Mama ng TNC eh. And although she says na marami siyang kukuhang insight sa atin at nakikinig talaga siya and more often than not, she gives me feedback dun sa hosts, ganyan, nagbibigay talaga siya sa akin. But I've never really thought of doing something except for the one that we did for Global Women Who Rule, which is me and my mom. That was really intended for her and the other moms, also my mother-in-law. But because she's the one really actively watching our shows. I think importante, no? Maganda yan for all of us who's been really influenced by our fathers and are also very vocal about that this time, or maybe we can shift it a little bit by, di ba, sabi nga ni Tito Boy Abunda, making your nanay proud, or
MYMP.
MYMP. Or MYMP, di ba? So,
Yeah.
baka pwede natin invite yung MYMP to do make your mama proud. But I always tell that even to our employees. Alam ni Hershey to. Especially si Direk Mabin, kung nanonood siya kasi wala siya sa backstage. Alam niya to. I always tell them that whenever we send them to something, like some of them are even sent abroad before, I always tell them that. Make your mama here proud. Ganyan. So,
Nice.
ganun
That's
din sila. Lagi nila sinasabi yun. We're hoping that we're making our mama proud. So,
wow.
mahirap siyang gawin kasi mas may added pressure, I think. But, as you're saying and you're asking about motivation and what to look forward to, I think that's a very good motivation kasi
Yeah.
it's time to give back, diba? And one of the reasons naman why we are doing TNC is also to give back. So let's try to create something that will really not just make us happy, but will also make our mothers proud, even prouder of us.
Wow, that's so cool. And having that motivation, I think, no, parang it will give you more, para yung fire within you na mas lumakas pa, 'di ba? And to help others also share whatever they want to do, or to share to a bigger crowd using this platform. Ngayon, eto out of the out of the business, out of the Brews kasi collaboration with, let's go beyond. Ano naman ang beauty tips mo, Miss Apple? Because eto kasi si Apple, if you've seen my my terno, and whenever I'm online, she will say, oh, add more lipstick or gano'n. Pareho kami na we try our best to fix each other's crown for women. Ganun talaga, 'di ba? That's how women should be. We should be there to fix each other's crown. Pero with Apple kasi, I said, oh, puti-puti mo ngayon, ang ganda-ganda ng aura mo. So can you share with us your beauty tips, Miss Apple?
Beauty tips? Ano ba? Ilaw, magandang ilaw, at mag-invest
Dapat may affiliate link ka nun.
gandahan yung ilaw sa bahay nyo. Yan, number 1 yan. At second, mag-invest kayo sa magandang camera. Okay? Yan yun talaga. And I'm not even kidding. I think the camera makes a lot of sense because if we are doing this thing that we're doing every day or every week, we should actually realize that it's important to invest on good quality equipment.
Yes.
Okay, that's one. Second, ano kasi ako parang your overall look is actually not a trademark, but a personality. So, mahilig talaga akong kahit paano mag-ayos. Kasi siguro because my mother is actually very pretty. My sister is also very pretty. And my brother is also like artistahin, modesty aside, no? So, hindi ako masyadong mapag-ayos before. But I realized na pag hindi ko ginawa yun, masyado akong mapag-iiwanan. Oo. So, kailangan kong mag-effort pag ako. Kasi kung mukha talaga yung pag babatayan, maganda talaga sila. And kaya ako mas may extra effort. Beauty tips. Ano ba? Also invest on beauty skincare. Although invest meaning, I think for me, invest more time in doing it as a routine. Kasi na-realize ko din na hindi lahat ng mahal maganda para sa skin type mo. So kung yun ang pag-uusapan natin. Ako for one, if I can share, although wala na kasi siya dito, sobrang hirap ko siyang hinanap sa abroad talaga last time. Although ang meron dito na nag-work sa akin, share tayo ng brand kasi beyond. Laura Laura Mercier, when it
Laura
was
Mercier.
it was introduced to me by one of my best friends, and sobrang ganda niya na sobrang light, pero medyo may pagka-pricey lang siya, pero matagal mo namang gagamitin yung mga products nila. So, until now, ginagamit ko pa rin ang tagal na nun. As in super before pandemic pa. So, hindi pa ako bumili after pandemic. Imagine kung gano'n siya katagal. And then, same quality pa rin siya. And then, I also invest on products that works for me. Wala nga dito na eh. The product that really works for me is Tony Moly. I first tried it when I went to Singapore, and then when I went to Korea also I got. Pero maganda talaga siya sa akin. Sa iba hindi ko sure, pero sa akin talaga yung like the base and the other stuff that you put on your skin, maganda talaga yung effect niya sa akin. So I think it really depends on your skin type. Tapos ano pa ba? Hindi ko masabi yung mga eat healthy, yung mga, I mean, of course, yun. Maganda naman yun. Eat healthy, sleep well, drink lots of water. I think yun, importante. Drink lots of water. And then, hindi siguro know your angle. Yun siguro yung pinaka absolute tip ko. Know your angle. Kasi,
True!
Angle, alam mo yan na kahit
Ako,
anong angle
hindi ako
mo,
pwede
makita
na
yung
kukuhanan
ganun.
ng other side. Kailangan nasa tamang angulo.
Importante talaga yon. Yun. Or siguro yung practical tip, coach, no? Like sa akin. Yung lipstick mo, pwedeng yun na rin yung gamitin mo sa blush on para pantay. Yung ganon, sa mga practical tips. So, ako, I can live by basic primer, and then lipstick, a little bit of lipstick. Tapos yung lipstick ko, yun na rin yung ipapang blush on ko. Tapos, I can't live without a curler. I can live without mascara, but I cannot live without yung curler. Ano, what do you call that? Oh, yeah,
Eyelash
curler, diba?
curler ba yun?
Eyelash curler. So, I feel like I'm not done. I'm not done with that. Yun. Without that, I'm not done. That's what I mean. Tapos, parang I can go without lipstick, ganyan. Except, syempre, when you're doing live stream like this, you
Mahirap,
cannot not
no?
have. Kasi it's gonna look
Washed
super pale.
Super
washed talaga siya. So, di ba pinag-uusapan nga natin to kanina
Nakakalina sa
na
backstage.
tsaka isa pang practical tip, Coach Celia, I think that we can give is you do your makeup while you are on the camera already
Yes,
here.
true. Kasi iba eh.
You
Iba
do
yung
your
effect.
makeup. Or finish. Siguro hindi naman do. Excuse me. Finish your makeup on the camera itself para makita mo if your blush on is pantay, or like if you do like that, kita ba? Ayan, no, tinan mo pag gumanya ka, medyo kita, di ba? So makikita mo. Pero syempre, importante yung pag tumingin ka, the people at the backstage will tell you na, ay, hindi po pantay, parang medyo mas makapal yung kanan kaysa sa kaliwa, yung mga ganon. So, you need to also do that.
I think, no, marami pa tayong magiging, parang kailangan natin ng another episode para sa, another episode, mga tips for how to look good online, and also how to, carry yourself using practical, beauty tips.
Sa akin, beyond Coach Celia, siguro kasi ako din, one of my trainings is really on PR. So, yung ibang work ko is also on PR, and especially I work in publication and on media, and I represent the company talaga here and abroad. So, I learned there na hindi lang yung gagawin mong effort na mag-ayos, because syempre, when you are with the executive bosses na talagang nag-aayos din everyday, kailangan sumunod ka. But more than that, hindi rin. Kasi whenever you are facing people, you're actually representing the company. So,
Yeah.
syempre, iba naman yung bihis na bihis. Iba naman din yung maayos lang at decente. I think I'd go for what is decente. And I
Yeah.
think that when you're showing to people na kahit pa paano nag-prepare ka at nag-ayos ka, that's also partly saying that you are kagalang-galang and decente. No? Parang you're just going to the event properly. No, you're not overdressed, but you are clean and decente. So you don't have to spend so much money buying luxury clothes or like expensive makeup, or you don't have to be not the person that you are, as long as you're gonna be decent. I think that's important. And in my case, siguro, kasi
Yeah.
I need to become somehow a good
That's
example
cool.
also,
Yeah.
di ba? For all of us. Ang
I
hirap
think
naman
it's very
sabihin yung
important
shinampo ko
talaga
lang yan.
to represent your company well. And what we're doing here is because we're talking about business, Brews, tapos beyond. So yan, this is the beyond part of it. Na sometimes you will check why are they looking so parang spiffy, no? Parang sobrang plakado. Actually, ano yan, kasama yan talaga sa kailangan. Anyway, is there Miss Apple that you would want to share with our
Medyo nawala ka. I didn't hear that part.
is there anything that you would want to share for our viewers for tonight?
Actually, I want to ask you a question before we say goodbye or before I say my final words. Is that okay? Nako, so medyo nawawala po yata sa internet si Coach Celia, but I want to ask. Parang ayaw akong patanungin sa kanya.
Sige, my life.
Ayan, can you hear me now? Medyo humihina yung internet ni Coach Celia. But
I think with the reception,
yeah, I'm gonna ask her later when her internet is better.
Hear you.
But you can hear me? Yeah, but I think there's a little bit of a problem with her internet connection. But ayan, can you hear me na?
Yes.
Ayan, may konting delay lang. But sige, do you want me to say muna what you were saying, that anything I wanna say, or do you want me to ask na my question to you? Isa lang naman yung question ko sa'yo. Which one do you want?
Okay, sige, ask the question. Truth.
Sige. Truth or dare?
Oh no. Allah. Go.
Truth, syempre.
Syempre, truth.
Hindi naman. Joke lang yung truth or dare. Wala naman talaga akong prepare na dare for you. yung truth question. Yung truth question ko is, if there's anyone na, paano ko ba dudugtungin? If there's anyone na gusto, or anything na gusto mong gawin sa Business Brews and Beyond episode mo sa TNC, that parang pag ginawa mo yon or na-interview mo yon, or siguro pag nadala mo sa show, masasabi mo na, I am so done. Like, this is the best ever. Ganyan. What would that be? Who would that be? Para mas ma-excite yung mga nanonood sa atin and yung mga makakapanood ng replay nitong episode.
Ako, I would like to be honest. Syempre, we don't want to put any colors on our shows or anything. But let me just give you a glimpse. Ito na lang. If I have a chance to interview someone, her and the artist who made this. Ayun. So, can you hear me, Apple?
Yeah, I can hear you. So, sino sila?
So, I'm really hoping that I can interview VP Lenny because I for the longest time I've been a fan, or I've been inspired by how she's helping the community and people around us with the limited resources, with anything that has been thrown at her, hindi niya yun pinapansin. So ako, ganun kasi nangyari sa buhay ko. Parang feeling ko, parang ang daming nangyari, ang daming roadblocks, pero tuloy-tuloy lang. And I also want to interview the artist who is sharing the artworks for free for everyone, si Robert Alejandro. If I have both of them in my show, sobrang happy-happy na
Mm-mm.
siguro ako. Kasi, Apple, make that happen. Help me.
Let's make that happen.
Let's make that happen. Not for anything else. I really respect everyone's point of view. Ako hindi ako nakikipag debate online. It's just
Mm-mm.
me. Siguro this person, both of them, inspired me to make a difference, inspired me to stand up whenever I fall. I always think that when you are being thrown to the wolves, dapat you can return leading the pack. Parang ganun ang lagi kang naiisip eh. And having a certain soft spot talaga lagi for women who is empowered, who wants to make a difference. I really want sana to have a VP Lenny as a guest in
Yeah.
my show, and also Mr. Robert Alejandro, because he's truly inspired me. Other than the fact that I love his artworks, yung idea that you openly share and invite people to, alam mo, ibibigay niya yung Google Drive niya just to share his artworks na syempre time and effort yung ginamit niya doon. Why? And it also made me parang do things for free na for this particular time, and having them talaga, ngayon nga nag-goosebumps ako. Basta thinking that if it happens, it's something for me na for the books na sa akin, because I really feel that having people with limited resources still try to empower, inspire, and make a difference in life.
O, iiyak ka
Malaking
na
bagay
naman.
yun. Oo nga, ito na ako. So, yun.
Pero
That's
ako
it.
naman, I do not put label on people. Of course, iba-iba tayo ng paniniwala. With respect to
Yeah.
the upcoming, syempre, yung pinakamaingay na topic sa buong Pilipinas, no?
Yeah.
And nagiging topic na rin sa buong social media, yung election. And I truly would like to tell din naman everybody that everyone is actually welcome in TNC.
Yeah.
So, of course, VP Lenny was with us last year, no? In TNC, she graced us. And si Robert Alejandro, we invited him. Hopefully, through your show, if not directly through TNC, they can be here. And everyone else, no, lahat ng mga ibang politicians, of course, they're also very colorful personalities eh. So
Yeah.
iba-iba
Oo.
kasi sila ng pagkatao, iba-iba rin sila ng gustong sabihin sa atin. So they're all, of course, welcome on TNC, especially kung yung topic naman natin is really about supporting the show and empowering more people through the episode. So that's great to hear. Yeah, let's make that happen, and I'm looking forward to doing that with you, no. Sana
Thank you.
ma-invite natin sila kahit na busy sila. And of
I
course,
already wrote a letter, sana mapansin nila. And
ay, talaga, that's great.
I wrote a letter na to VP, and I really feel like syempre being Bicolana, no, and all. There's something about na parang sana mapansin, and I feel like this platform can also share a different side of the story. Parang hindi naman yung puro politics, because what we want is the human side, 'di ba, of everyone to be shown, being mother, being somebody who's a community builder, something like that. So
May
thank you
isa pa
din.
akong last quick question.
Sige.
Last quick question sa'yo. What
Okay,
have
go.
changed? Sige, ito na, last na. Tapos ako na yung tanong mo kanina,
Yeah.
sagutin ko. What has changed in your life so far since the time na nag-start kasi what has changed in your life prior to TNC? Like, what have you become so far after the show in TNC?
For me, I really felt that I have parang tapped more people and inspired more people, with not only because of my story. My story is an open book. Everybody knows what I went through in the Middle East and how I started parang with that very parang intention of standing up and failing forward, ika nga. Hindi lang yung story ko, yung na-share ko because of TNC. And also, the power of connection and collaboration is very strong here. Ang laking bagay kasi you get to work with people you can learn from. You also get to know more about things that are happening. Hindi yung parang nanood ka lang or whatever. Kasi dito, real stories of real people is being shared. And those are the things that I appreciate talaga, being part of TNC. And another part of siguro ang nag-change siguro is yung alam mo yon being excited every Saturday, knowing that I will be engaging with so many people globally because we're doing naman several events globally. Pero ito every Saturday kasi continuous, di ba? Kasi magagawa ko ba to? Can I do this? But nagawa ko. And hopefully, mas marami pa tayong matulungan in the future. So, talagang super grateful ako for TNC, especially the production. Kasi sobrang, alam mo yon um, iba iba talaga yung nafi-feel mong people are behind your back. Parang ano, who got your back na alam mo yun na hindi ka pababayaan. And those are ano parang blessings that I will always be grateful for. And syempre, you, Apple, the friendship, sometimes late night talks, di ba? Parang we just talk about life and what have yous are up parang up downs and in betweens. Pero those are the things that I'm super grateful for, and it changed me for the better. I feel like me 2 years shy from being 50 on my golden years, I felt like hindi midlife crisis eh. Huwag mo isipin yung TikToks ha. midlife, midlife transformation. Actually, ewan ko, late bloomer ako eh. Ngayon ko lang na-realize, gusto ko pala sumayaw. So, anyway, so those are the things. And TNC
Kasi sabi mo nga, cheerleader naman pala kasi.
cheerleader tayo. So, what I really feel talaga at this point of my life is not to be not to be apologetic of so many things, to seize the day talaga and live as if parang it's my last day. Kasi we are times are so uncertain. And if you spread kindness, you inspire people, and you try to make a difference in one's life kahit isa pa lang yan, somehow it will ripple yung effect nun magre-ripple. So TNC also made it possible for me. Marami akong natulungan because of this platform also. And those things talagang grateful for ako sa inyo. Thank you very much, Apple and TNC. Baka maiyak pa ako.
Oo nga, iyak na naman tayo. Thank you also. I'd like to take this chance also to thank you for all the support that you're giving me and also the channel most especially. Thank you for the trust. Isa po si Coach Celia sa mga LDR, successful LDR na masasabi ko again, no, and living testimony kasi we haven't really met in person. Everything is just done virtually. So, just do things that are common good amongst the people that you're dealing with, and then just keep going. I think no matter what, nagka-COVID pa po yan ha, and then nag-transfer pa yan from one place to the other. Ang dami nangyari sa buhay niya, and she's really very true to being an inspiration talaga. Very inspiring yung naging transformation din niya sa buhay niya. And syempre goal din yan, like very healthy ngayon, very fit, no? And yun nga, living the moment siya eh. So she doesn't, she has to do things and has to show who she really is. And I think I look forward to having more concepts that we can do together on TNC, like what we have planned before, and hoping that all of those things will slowly come to reality, because I know that if we do, there's so many other people that we will be able to help and that you will inspire more. So just continue to do what you do. I'll always be here listening to you, listening to your ideas, and I'll always be here to support also everything that you are doing from before and up to now, and wherever you want to bring this partnership and friendship together in the future. So thank you also for making this Christmas together special in your show together with me, a really special one. So extended hour na tayo.
Pero one word for tonight lang, Apple, so that I have one word for you tonight.
Word for tonight, one word. I always say this, but I think with you, I'll go for mother. we are both mothers. You started the show saying that I'm a mom, and you also echoed what I always say, that it's the best thing that ever happened to me. It's one of the jobs that I found that I know I I really love to do. And the reason why I want to say that it's a job, because some moms could relate to this, na sometimes our time spent with our families and our children especially can consume, 'di ba, yung other time natin for work, for our own, for ourselves, or for our careers. But I think that's really very important, because sooner or later they will become like us. There will be less time spent with our parents, and there will come a time na konti na lang yung kailangan natin sa kanila, because the world can already satisfy or suffice our needs. And also, of course, because we appreciate, much as we appreciate our fathers, being contributor to what we have, with what we are today, and how we have developed ourselves to become good people. Malaki din syempre yung influence ng mothers natin doon. So, and of course, like what we said earlier, we want to continue doing what we're doing because we want to make our mothers always proud of us. So,
Wow, thank you
there.
for your word for tonight, Miss Apple. Mothers, yeah, this is very important, especially now that we're always with our kids, trying to juggle whatever that we can, juggling work, juggling so many things, and always thinking with the best intention that our kids will grow up to be good people. No, so thank you, Apple, for
Thank
that
you
very
also. Good night to
special
your
word.
audience. Good night to your audience, and I look forward to seeing them again later, because we still have a 10 o'clock for Once a Teacher, Always a Teacher, which will be aired also on TNC and US time later at 10 o'clock. See you there. Thank you again, Coach Celia.
Okay, thank you very
Good
much.
night.
Bye. Thank you, Miss Apple. Bye. Okay, so that ends up our very exciting Christmas episode with the CEO and President of TNC, the new channel. It was a bit of a light-hearted talk because I really appreciate the friendship and the partnership that I have with Apple, and she's very very true, totoo talaga, and I feel like connecting with her, collaborating with her, gave me more access to more people to inspire, and super thankful talaga ako. So, how many days to go, Direk, till Christmas? Ayan, 14 days to go. Sayang, hindi natin natawag si Miss Apple. So, 14 days to go till Christmas. And yeah, so thank you again for everyone. Medyo nag-extend tayo. Tapos please, if you haven't thought of a gift this Christmas, check out Brown Roots Creatives for shirts, mugs, shirts, caps for gifts, personalized coat totes or whatever. So please check out Brown Roots Creatives on Facebook and in IG. And always remember, like I said before, tiptoe if you must, just take that step. There's no better way to start your business or that brewing in your mind right now, that important idea now, but the best is to start it now. So thank you for joining us for our Christmas special. Thank you, Miss Apple. Thank you to TNC Production. And yeah, see you again next Saturday. And maligayang Pasko sa lahat. Bye!